They've gone 4-1 here. Toronto taking the field, and we'll take a look at the Rays starting lineup presented by your local Ford dealers. There's Malik Smith about to lead it off. He'll play right. At third base, hitting second, Matt Duffy. Ji-Man Choi in there is the DH, hitting in front of Joey Wendell, playing second and hitting cleanup, followed by Kevin Kiermaier, Brandon Lau, Willie Adames, Jake Bowers, and Nick Schufo will hit ninth and do the catching.
Well, taking the mound tonight for the Toronto Blue Jays is going to be right-hander Aaron Sanchez, making his 18th start of the season. And it has been a frustrating 2018 campaign for the righty. Went back on the disabled list for a right index finger contusion, continues to struggle with the hand and finger issues here with the Blue Jays. And since coming off that disabled list, it has not gone well for him, going just 4 innings and 4 1/3, giving up 6 earned and 5 earned in each of those 2 starts. And he'll look to try to turn things around here tonight against the Tampa Bay Rays. Let's take a look at the defense and see how it lines up behind him here tonight. Brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. And in the outfield left to right, we've got Billy McKinney and Jonathan Davis making his major league debut. With Randall Grichuk across the infield third to first, we've got Aledmus Diaz, Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Devin Travis, and Justin Smoke, with Danny Jansen back behind the plate.
And all set to play ball with the peg down to second base. The Rays will have Malik Smith strolling to the plate to lead it off. Rays come in 75 and 63. Well, since the start, when they were 3-12, the Rays have gone 21 games over 500 at 72 and 51 since the middle of April. And here's Malik's stepping in, hitting .305, and the Rays nominee this year for the Roberto Clemente Award. Sanchez all set. First pitch of this game is up and away with a fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. A cut and a miss on the fastball. Rays start the night 7 out of that second wild card spot, 6 in the loss column. 24 games left to play. And that's a foul driven the other way, out of play. 1-2.
I think it's safe to say too that it's time that you're allowed to start scoreboard watching.
And why not?
Yep.
You look at the percentages and they're not very high, but as we all know, things have happened before to this club with the long shot for the wild card. High popper headed towards shallow left. That's McKinney under the ball to make the catch for the out. Well, so watch the scoreboard. It's fun.
Yeah, what did we all do last night when the game was over?
Yep.
Everybody
watched the New York-Oakland game.
That's exactly right. I mean, everybody peels out. You watch that game. You see Oakland drop that game. You say, okay, 7 back, 6 in the loss column. And then you're like feeling pretty good about your chances against the Blue Jays. You look at the pitching matchup tonight, Yankees and A's, Severino against Mike Fiers, and you start to dream a little bit. You got to take care of business, obviously, on the field first, but things could tighten up in a hurry. And with Oakland coming in on this next homestand, how fun would that be?
It's ball 2 to Duffy. Now Oakland coming in at the end of that homestand. Baltimore first, then Cleveland and Oakland. Kevin Cash plotting a steady course here for the Rays. That's going to be a strike. Ramon De Jesus out of the Dominican Republic calling the balls and strikes. Young umpire, just 34 years old. Broke in 2016. And another strike in there. Fastball to even it at 2-2. And in the couple years De Jesus has been in the big leagues, he has not been afraid to call a strike, a little more than the norm. So we'll see how that works out tonight. Ooh, there's a strike, he says, on the corner. Might have been a little bit off, but that's good enough for a strike. And Duffy caught looking.
Aaron Sanchez, who is very heavy with the fastball. Good sink right there, sinking action on that outside corner. That probably was just off, but he does get the call. He'll get a lot of ground balls with that sinker, sticks with the changeup, will sprinkle in a curveball every now and then. But primarily, I mean, fastball, changeup, those are his top two.
Ji-Man Choi skies it down the left field side, going to be back into the stands. McKinney hustling over there, but no chance. The AARP take on today. Real possibilities. And look at Choi over the last 19 games, hitting .338. Got into the game as a pinch hitter last night, drove in a run with a double and scored in the 3-run 7th inning for the Rays. 2 strikes.
Well, that's the one thing. Aaron Sanchez, and you can see it here in his delivery, he has a live arm. And not a live arm where you're lighting up the radar gun at 97, 98, but 93, 94, and that ball's got some jump to it. And when he is good, he's able to stay in the zone so often this season. You know, you look at his walk rate, it's a career worst walk rate. Had a hard time throwing strikes.
It's a ground ball down to Smoke. He'll make the play at first, unassisted. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the first. No score. Toronto, rest of the lineup presented by your local Ford dealers. Devin Travis to follow, then Justin Smoke, Kendrys Morales, the cleanup hitter, the DH, and Randall Critchick. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. hit 6th in front of Aledmus Diaz, Danny Jansen, and then Jonathan Davis in center field, batting 9th.
Well, Tyler Glasnow making his 7th start with the Rays. Still looking for that first win, but he has certainly thrown the ball well enough to get it. Just a matter of time.
First pitch to McKinney, and that's in there for a strike. He starts at 96 with that fastball. Yeah, he's coming off that great outing against Cleveland, in Cleveland, when he hooked up against Corey Kluber. That's a ball high. So 96 and 98, right to work with the high heat there.
Oh, he's got the big arm, and he's been really, really effective with that fastball because he's been able to throw it for strikes consistently.
Down and in with the breaking pitch there.
I think Kyle Snyder, you talk about Tyler Glasnow and coming over from Pittsburgh, has really encouraged him with that four-seam fastball, attack the zone. This thing is good enough to play out over the plate. You know, Glasnow doesn't have a great chase rate, but he'll overpower you in the zone, right?
Yeah, that's a pretty good example right there.
Yeah, a borderline pitch, probably out of the zone, but he can challenge and overpower you out over the plate, and then once he's able to do that with the fastball, guess what? Opens up the window, wide open window for the curveball and the slider.
2-2. And he misses high. So the count is full to McKinney. Travis on deck. McKinney, young outfielder out of Plano, Texas. He comes to the Blue Jays by way of the Yankees, originally in the Athletics system. And that one just missed a little low. Fastball down. So McKinney walks to start the bottom of the first inning.
And the first thing that you think of, too, we're going to set the defense for you, is McKinney and running. Glasnow is going to have to keep an eye on him because the Blue Jays are going to be aggressive on the base paths. Take a look at the Rays D, brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. And left to right in the outfield, we've got Lau, Kiermaier, and Smith. And then across that infield, third to first, Duffy, Adames, Wendell, and Bowers. Nick Schufo behind the plate.
Travis in the batter's box, fouling away the first pitch. Kind of interesting here because McKinney in the minor leagues and a little bit of big league time has not been a big base stealer. But as you point out, Glasnow, that hasn't made a lot of difference to opposing teams. And the Blue Jays are 14th in stolen bases in the American League. So we'll see what they do. One ball, one strike.
You would think that as much as they've been struggling offensively, and especially here in this series, they've scored one run in the series, that you would start to push the envelope a little bit. And we saw the Red Sox be able to get Glasnow with Moreland and J.D. Martinez. You know, they don't run a whole lot either. So you've got to take some chances.
One ball, two strikes.
But you're right. 14th in the league with 35 stolen bases, and they've been caught 25 times.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. I mean, not only do you not have many stolen bases, but you've been caught a lot.
Your percentage is not very good.
Kenny leaning a little bit over there, though, and he draws a throw. Leadoff walk. Now 1-2 to Devin Travis. Into the dirt, blocked by Schufo, and moving up is McKinney. Ball bounding out in front of Schufo, and by the time he retrieved it, no chance, and McKinney moves into scoring position.
There's some command issues here early for Glasnow. We haven't seen a whole lot of that with the walk and then the breaking ball well into the dirt. Schufo, a nice job of keeping it close, but McKinney still able to move up.
Wild pitch charge to Glasnow. Well, everything with Glasnow is not perfect. Of course, who is perfect? The Rays know that there are parts of his game that they will still iron out. But he has been very, very impressive. There's a foul ball back. That fastball at 96 up, and Travis right at the top of the zone went after it to foul it.
Yeah, you're anxious to see the finish of the season for Glasnow and then the big jump going into spring training.
Yes.
All the work that's done in the offseason, everything that they're going to challenge him to get better at, and then what's it going to look like next spring?
I'll tell you what's happened with this ball club and all of the young talent acquired and coming up through the system. It's a situation where here we are the first 5 days of September, and part of you is already looking forward to spring training. Into the dirt again, blocked by Schufo. Full count there.
Yeah, another full count. Just having a hard time right now with the breaking stuff of finding the release point. A lot of these pitches have been well below the strike zone, holding on to that ball just a little bit too long.
Three-two and a base hit into right. Charged by Malix, going to third is McKinney, and he's going to stop there. Runners on the corners now with Travis taking it the other way.
Boy, and all Travis did, and that may have broken his bat right off the end of the bat. Fastball that has that natural cut off the plate, and Travis just sticks his bat out there. He just gets the bat out over. That ball was a good 6 inches off the plate. Good coverage, and just drops it in front of Smith and right.
Yeah, and you saw part of that bat splinter off. Here's Justin Smoak, the big run producer. 70 runs batted in for Toronto, hitting just under 300 with men in scoring position, and he shoots it up the right side toward the line. McKinney's going to score. Travis will go to third on the base hit. Smoak not wasting any time, taking advantage of the walk and the single before him, gives Toronto the lead.
And that really is smart hitting by Justin Smoak. He sees that Tyler Glasnow has been struggling with the off speed. So let me just sit on a heater. Wants to get ahead. The heater is in the zone, a little bit close to him, but Smoak is quick enough to get to it, and he gives the Jays an early lead.
Now Kendrys Morales with men on the corners, a run in and nobody out. Morales hitting .255 with 21 home runs. And there's a strike down and away toward the corner there. Strike one. Misses a bit wide right there. Well, the Rays, over the last 7 games in the season series with the Blue Jays, have held them to a 169 average. And the Blue Jays trying to break out of that. They've jumped out in front 1-0. That's just 5 runs allowed in those 7 games by Rays pitching. Glasnow trying to settle in the first. That's a shot, base hit out of the reach of Adames the other way. Travis scores. Smoak goes to second. It's 2-0. 2 men on with 2 runs in and nobody out.
Well, right now it's very clear. The Toronto Blue Jays have completely discounted the breaking stuff, and they are just sitting on the fastball. And as good as that pitch has been for Glasnow, out over the plate, they've been able to put some good swings on him and find some open holes. And Kyle Snyder out here to try to settle things down and keep Tyler in this ball game.
The Toyota inside look here. There's the season series breakout, 9-2 for the Rays over the Blue Jays, and that left column a little lopsided compared to what the Blue Jays have been able to do.
Yeah, it's the 3 shutouts, and that speaks to this number right here. I mean, across the board, it has been utter dominance by Tampa Bay.
Kyle Snyder, an early visit. 2 runs in, 2 men on. Here's Randall Critchick. And there's a fastball by him. Just challenged him there, right down the heart of the plate.
Yeah, and he was tardy. And you know that he had his mind made up. Listen, if I see the fastball, I'm going after it. But he saw a fastball with some giddy up.
High shot back into left center field. Kiermaier back at the track. He'll make the catch. The tag at second. Smoak's going to go to third. Rays get the first out on the long fly ball. First and third now.
And he just missed that. Critchick made the adjustment and was able to get to that fastball and catch it clean. He just hit it too high, and it's going to stay in the ballpark. Boy, that would have been something that gets out of here, and all of a sudden you're facing a 5-run deficit right out of the gate.
Yeah, it's 375 back to the power alley. And the fence here at Rogers Center, 12 feet high to get over. Here's Gurriel Jr. And he takes a strike. Opening fastball, 98. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. playing shortstop tonight. One and one now.
Well, that's the pitch that you've got to see Tyler Glasnow get a feel for. You know, whether it's the slider or the curveball, he has just not been able to find that release point and has bounced most of them.
Pitch is up. You know, it's interesting. Here we are in the first inning. He's given up a couple of runs. He's trying to find his command, and yet he's 6 of 6 in first pitch strikes.
Yeah.
It shows you what that's worth so far tonight. Ground ball left side, off the glove of Duffy. Everybody's going to be safe, and another run scored. Well, Duffy going to his left, trying to get the lead runner there. Down at second with Smoke scoring, but Morales moves into second. Gurriel is aboard.
Boy, that looked like, you know, if Matt Duffy can get to that and get it off to second in a hurry, Rays maybe have a chance to get out of this inning. And here it is, the ground ball. Tried to pull that pitch away, and right off the end, Willy Adames set up perfectly behind it, but Matt Duffy moving towards second. If he can get to it, it's his play, and it just off the edge of the glove.
Now the 7th man to come to the bat here in the first. Ledmus Diaz, who's playing third base again tonight. And he shoots this one deep to left. Lau's going to go back, and that one is out of here. First pitch, Diaz looking for that one and pounds it out. His 17th home run of the year. And Glasnow hit for a 6th spot here in the first.
Dwayne, this is all a direct byproduct of no secondary pitches for Glasnow. He's not been able to throw one of them for a strike. If we're noticing up in the booth, guess what? The Toronto Blue Jay hitters know that too. So they're just sitting dead red fastball. And every single one of them that have been over the heart of the plate have been hit hard. And this one being the one hit hardest.
Jansen, he takes a strike. So 6 runs in for Toronto with 1 out. A walk and 5 hits. This one down off speed there.
I think that was a changeup, and we have not seen Glasnow go with the changeup. It's been the fastball, curveball, slider, but he's trying to find something that'll work. Got to get him off the heater.
1 ball, 2 strikes. He starts to go, but checks on the breaking pitch. Well, the Rays will have their work cut out for them tonight. And now it's ball 3.
And not one of these breaking balls have made it to the glove of Nick Schufo. Every single one of them have ended up in the dirt and just struggling mightily with it.
It's been a 30-pitch first inning, 1 out. 16-14, the breakout. 16 strikes and a foul ball there. Seen Jansen in all 3 games. Second game he has caught. Did he go? He did not, and that's ball 4. Second walk of the inning.
this has got to be so frustrating for Glass now. Another breaking ball well into the dirt. He actually did go.
Yes, he did.
Could have been, should have been called.
He was way out in front of the plate there.
Kevin Cash on the phone to the bullpen, and Kyle Snyder, he's already used up his visit. So Glass now is on his own here. This is reminiscent of that Boston game. You just want to somehow get him out of this inning and calm things down in between.
Well, there's the center fielder, Jonathan Davis. He takes a fastball for a strike, mid-90s. Check swing, look out, foul ball off the front of the dugout. Davis, 26-year-old outfielder, up through the Toronto system. And he is out on strikes, first base occupied. And so that's out number 2.
Well, he gets the swing here, but again, it's another breaking ball that just doesn't get, barely got to the plate, maybe just behind it. Get Davis on the swinging strike, get that one last out, and then get into the Rays dugout and hopefully calm some things down and come out hot in the second.
Andrew Kittredge warming up in the bullpen. Now McKinney, who opened this inning with a walk, bats again and fouls the pitch away. So the 10th man to bat in the first inning for the Blue Jays. That's never a good sign. Upstairs, 1-1. McKinney was 1 for 4 here in Monday night's game. Jansen, the runner at first. He tried to check there, foul ball. 1-2. Big lead here for Aaron Sanchez and his 18th start of the year. And a swing and a miss. Ball gets away. Now with 2 outs. Down to first goes McKinney, and there's no play there. Into second goes Jansen. So a strikeout. And McKinney reaches. Boy, everything is going wrong for the Rays here in this inning.
Well, the breaking ball down below the zone. You get the big swing from McKinney, but that ball squirts away from Shufo and off to the races. And this has been a nightmare inning, and Kevin Cash, I think, has seen enough, Dwayne.
Well, the second wild pitch charged to Glass now, and that's going to be it. Well, a lot of innings or a lot of pitches in a short amount of time here. And the call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. nights for Tyler Glasnow. The new Monopoly jackpot scratch-offs from the Florida Lottery are a new spin on a classic loaded with prizes from $10,000 to $2 million. So unleash the excitement anytime. The Florida Lottery, it's your ticket. Claim it. 2/3 of an inning, 39 pitches, and the line is not pretty, with a couple men on base still accountable to Glasnow. 2 wild pitches to go with that line.
He did not throw a single off-speed pitch in the zone. He had a couple swings at those pitches, but that is really what the Blue Jay hitters were able to capitalize on.
Devin Travis takes a strike on the corner from Andrew Kittredge.
That became very apparent early on. He was having trouble with that release point, so these guys just sat on that fastball and really hit some hard.
Liner into right, a base hit, one hop to Smith. Jansen will score. That run charged to Glasnow. It's 7-0. Travis picking up his second hit of the inning.
Devin Travis is one of the guys in this lineup that's been swinging the bat pretty well. And he gets his fastball down and away, had a hit to right field his first time up. Hits this bullet into right field, drives in a run, and extends this inning.
Yeah, that hop almost took off with Malik Smith out there in right. Justin Smoke again. That's a strike. Smoke opened the scoring with a line drive base hit up the right field line. His first time up. Now it's 0-2. Well, the Blue Jays here in the first inning have scored more runs against the Rays than they've scored in their last 7 games combined against the Rays. They scored 5 times in 7 games, and they have 7 runs, and the inning isn't over yet.
Well, this game can be maddening at times. Who saw this coming by any stretch?
And Smoke is out on strikes. A dozen men come to the plate. 7-0 Toronto. $11 tickets to Rays fans, so visit the local participating 7-Eleven store near you. Pick up a discount voucher for the game Friday against the Orioles. While you're there, show your Rays pride Enjoy a Big Gulp in a Rays branded Big Gulp cup for just 79 cents in stores now. First pitch in the second inning to Joey Wendell. Fastball too low, a ball, no strikes. Well, a big hill to climb for the Rays tonight, but a lot of opportunity to do it. Only in the second, Joey Wendell fouls it back. Wendell starts the night hitting 300. It's been a great run for the Rays rookie. Wendell 0 for 4 last night. That snapped the 9-game hitting streak. And riding a 2-1 count now. He's first in the major leagues in average among rookies. Hitting 300, second in on-base percentage, third in hits. First in triples, too. The bat breaks, the ball cues to the third base side of the mound, and Sanchez throws him out.
Well, that was an odd look.
But bat split. Barreled in.
Let's see exactly how this ball was hit. I think he just, that sinking action, he's going to try and get it. That ball's sinking and it catches the cup end of that bat and just rips that piece right off. That's exactly what happened. Right off the cup end. And you get that little dribbler.
Kevin Kiermaier sends one deep left center field. Carry, gone! Home run for Kevin Kiermaier on the first pitch. That's number 5 for Kiermaier, and the Rays are on the board. Well, they get one of those runs back with a long one to left center field.
I'll tell you what, that ball was crushed. I mean, Kiermaier laying in wait, getting a lot of high fives for that sinker, and this is destroyed. Very rarely do you see a no-doubter the opposite way into left center or right center, but that's exactly what that was.
Well, Kiermaier has more at-bats than anybody in this lineup against Sanchez, and he's now 4 for 12 off him with a double and now a home run.
You know, here's the other thing too, Dwayne. You know that Sanchez has had trouble throwing strikes consistently this season, and he's working with the 7-run lead. So he's going to pound the zone with that fastball, especially early. So be ready to go, much like the Blue Jay hitters did against Glass now. Be ready to turn it loose on a heater out over.
Well, as we said, a long way to go tonight. Lau ahead in the count. It's 3-0 to him.
Well, this is where you start to nibble and you start to pick. You get one ball hit hard, and now you're avoiding the strike zone.
We'll see if the Rays can come up with another run or two. 3-0 to Lau. Adames on deck, and there's a ball 4. Walk on 4 pitches following the home run.
Yeah, the Rays are going to get opportunities. They're going to have opportunities to climb back into this.
Now Willie Adames. Adames did not start in the game Monday. 0 for 4 last night. Coming off a very solid August. The pitch is a strike. Fastball to start him. Down and away. 1-1.
Hey, look at it this way, Dwayne. The Boston Red Sox were down 7-1.
How about that game
this afternoon
yes.
in the 8th inning?
Yes, I saw that.
And came back and got it done.
Ground ball headed toward the middle, backhanded by Travis, and the throw's not going to be in time. The Rays with another man aboard. Adames will get the base hit.
Well, let's take a look at a scouting report, Dwayne. Jake Bauers coming to the plate and right now searching for answers. It's been a tough stretch for Jake, and there were times where, I have a couple of bad games and he started to tinker with his swing a little bit, said I need to get back to doing what I do at the plate and not worry so much about the mechanics. And I'll tell you what, this could be an ideal matchup for the reasons that we've already talked about. Sanchez leads with the fastball. His command has not been very good. He gets into a lot of 2-1 counts behind in the count, which lends itself to predictable pitching. And you got a right-handed pitcher out there. I mean, this could be the night that Jake Bauers breaks out.
Jake hitting 197 to start play tonight. And he takes the pitch wide. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, who would have thought that Bauers could go through what he's gone through? 4 for 62 right now. That seems impossible.
Yeah.
And a take on the fastball down. 2-0. So he's ahead in the count.
Oh, this is what
I'll
you're.
tell you.
Yeah.
He popped one here, and it's a whole different mentality as it pertains to this game. And a strike. That one appeared to be a little bit wide, but that's the reputation DeJesus has gotten in a couple of years behind the plate. So be ready to hit if it's around there. Two one. Now it's even.
Boy, as soon as that left the hand of Sanchez, you were thinking that's the one Bauers is going to pull the trigger on. Ball down and out over the plate, something you could just drop the barrel on.
Here's the 2-2. And he gets him. Chase that pitch off the plate. Wow.
And you know what? That's what you don't ever see Jake Bauers do. Even in the midst of this 4 for 62 stretch, away he has been very good with pitch recognition. You see clearly going up and out of the zone, well out of the zone with that swing. That is not a Jake Bauers swing, and you can tell that right now it's upstairs.
In all the advance we've seen for Bauers, we've never, ever seen that.
No. Nope.
Dick Schufo takes a pitch high. Schufo making his major league debut here on Monday night. As we mentioned in the Rays, very high on his catching ability, and this year at Durham hitting .262. So Kevin Cass was talking about his offense and said he more than held his own offensively. And there's a shot right back off Sanchez. Ball rolling into foul territory. And the Rays are going to load the bases. Boy, let's check with Sanchez. That ball hit like a bullet right back to the pitcher. It'll be the first big league hit for Schufo. And boy, did he have something behind that one.
And Sanchez immediately told the Blue Jay dugout, stay put, I'm fine. But yeah, you're right. That was a rocket right back at the Blue Jay pitcher.
That's scary stuff to see that ball hit that hard and right back at the pitcher.
Well, here's the thing too. When was the last time you saw Sanchez throw anything besides the sinker? I mean, you saw a changeup or two, but it's just been fastball after fastball. I'm going to tell you what, he got that glove up just in time in front of his face.
That was frightening.
Wow.
Now Malik Smith with the bases loaded. He fouls it the other way. You know, one of the things Malik has done is he started this game among the top 10 in hitting and has been there for quite a while now. But he's been more of a contact guy. You know, every once in a while before he tried to hit the ball a long way. He just wants to hit the ball hard somewhere now. And that's been a great approach for him. Nice take down right there, 1-1.
You've got the added benefit of being a speedster. So you know, if you want to take a shot in a 2-0 count to try to drive something, okay. But when you get to 2 strikes, now you're thinking about putting the ball in play, because sometimes that's all you have to do. You're going to beat out a dribbler. You're going to beat out a slow roller to short.
Nice take in. 2 balls and a strike. A great opportunity here for the Rays to get right back in this ball game. Now ball 3. 3-1.
Now this is what we're talking about. Consistent strike throwing. Has not really gotten off the fastball. Has thrown a couple of changeups, but he's had no command of that.
Lau third, Adames second. Shufo at first. 3-1 count on Malik Smith. And he takes ball 4. The Rays are going to get another run home. And the bases will remain loaded. That makes it 7-2. Good at bat there for Malik's. Drawing the walk. Lau scores. Adames to third. Shufo up to second. And Malik's with the run batted in on the bases loaded walk.
Well, and this is where the belief starts to come in. You know, you get snake bit getting hit for 7 runs in the bottom of the first inning, but you immediately come back and answer. You have the bases loaded, and all of a sudden that Rays dugout starts to get engaged again, and they start talking like we were. Hey, there's a lot of baseball left. We're going to catch these guys. We're going to get this done.
Began on the home run by Kiermaier, a solo shot. 2 runs home, bases loaded. Matt Duffy was called out on strikes his first time. Matt came in hitting .299. He fouls it the other way and back out of play. Mesa, Tim Mesa, the lefty, up in the bullpen. And that's a foul ball up the right side. Boy, can you imagine had that been fair, but just foul by 2 or 3 feet.
Yeah, I could imagine 7-5. The runner on second.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alex Smith on first. Well, that's how close the Rays are. You know, one good shot, one gapper. Malik's running on contact. He's going to be able to get all the way around.
And a swing and a miss. Well, Duffy strikes out. The Rays leave them loaded, but they come up with 2. Home run by Kiermaier. Got the first one. Middle of the second, 7-2 Toronto. bottom of the second inning. Kendrys Morales leads it off, and the pitch is outside from Andrew Kittredge. Well, the Blue Jays sent 12 hitters to the plate in the first inning. Scored 7, left 2. And Kittredge promptly falling behind Morales 2-0. There's a strike. Now the Rays left the bases loaded, but they did get on the board with a couple runs in the top of the inning. Three and one. Now Kittredge trying to hold this lineup, but he's fallen behind the DH, Kendrys Morales. Takes a big cut just in case he connects. 3-1, and missed that one by plenty down.
Not expecting the 3-1 breaking ball, and that's where from time to time that pitch can come in effective.
The tapper foul this time. Well, Morales has had a couple of streaks on both ends of the spectrum. Earlier this year went through an 0 for 29, most recently on that home run binge, and he walks here in the fourth. So lead off free pass. Well, the Rays start Hispanic Heritage Month with a celebration of MLB great Roberto Clemente when they host the Athletics Saturday, September 15th. You can get a press level ticket, normally $55 for just $21 at RaysBaseball.com/Clemente. Rays up. Roberto Clemente, the Hall of Famer. There's a strike to Randall Critchick. Long one foul. That's going to be well out of play. "19 home runs for Critchick, and he just missed one with a long drive back in the first. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Another drive foul.
He's tearing up some seats out there in the outfield down the
Tell
lines.
you know, Critchick with the Cardinals and now with the Blue Jays, and you can see the power potential in him. This is a strong guy.
Yeah, well, he just missed a home run his first time up. Just got a little bit too much air underneath it.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And a cut and a miss. Pitch starting down and away from him. First out in the second inning.
A good comeback after the leadoff walk. You go down there and he hammers a couple pitches foul, and then you come back with a nasty slider and end that AB. And this is going to be imperative that the Rays get a good outing here from Kittredge. Try to give their offense a chance to continue to climb back in.
Well, he has Gurriel out in front right there. Strike one, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. He got the infield hit that drove in a run in the first inning and then scored on the home run by Diaz. It's foul the other way. Be interesting to see Gurriel and where he winds up. He's at shortstop tonight. He's played some at second, and a lot of people think that he projects as a third baseman. Of course, the Blue Jays would love to see how good he could be up the middle, short or second. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, and especially because you've got Vlad Guerrero Jr. And I think he was a minor league player of the year. Young power, has just ripped his way through the system.
This one driven toward right center field. That will be in. Extra bases. Bounding over the wall out there. That'll stop Morales at third. Gurriel 2 for 2 tonight.
Well, he's got some sock. Goes the other way. And then breaking ball hung in the zone, stayed up around the belt. Swats that thing deep into right center field. Is able to get it over the head of Malik Smith and up and over the wall.
You know, the 2 Rays pitchers tonight, talk about all of that emphasis on first pitch strikes. They're 14 out of 15 at first pitch strikes. But they've given up 7 runs, and now the intentional walk to Diaz will load the bases.
Well, that's where you start to, you've got to dig a little bit deeper than that, because you're right. On the surface, you're like, well, you're in complete control. But quality strikes.
That's right.
And quality strikes after that. Yeah, you may be getting ahead, but then the pitches after that are catching far too much plate.
Loaded. Danny Jansen takes the pitch down and away.
That's another reason why in this game you have to have a sample size. You know, because on the you've got to have some volume to work with.
That's a strike, picking up just the edge. 1-1. Foul ball. Of course, the Rays looking for a double play ground ball possibility. Kittredge ahead in the count. There you go. He did. That's a strike call. He went around, tried to check, and on the appeal, that's Brian O'Neill ringing him up down at first base.
Boy, this is a huge strikeout for the Rays and for Andrew Kittredge, and he did go too far. Now, 1 out. Just you can leave those base runners out there and get out of this inning unscathed.
Well, Jonathan Davis was out on 3 pitches against Glasnow. And he didn't come close to the breaking ball.
No. And that's when everybody knew that Glasnow was struggling with the breaking ball. And so if you recognize it, you just take it, because he had not been able to get it into the zone. And Davis was still fishing right after it. Kittredge has shown a short little slider here with some good depth to it.
Nuno up in the bullpen for the Rays, was recently active. And that's a strike call. Yeah, this is a big hitter for the Rays here in this game, as they came back with a couple runs to narrow the gap to 5. And that's a cut and a miss. If they can leave the Blue Jays bases loaded here, that would be a big lift.
Well, and if Jonathan Davis does not make an adjustment in his swing, he's going to come up empty in this at bat too.
And that's down. A ball, 2 strikes.
Really pulling off the breaking ball down and away, and that will be key for Kittredge. If you're going to stick with that pitch, middle of the plate away, keep it down, and let him swing over the top of it.
He taps it foul. Davis started the year in Double-A. You know, over 300 there. And then promoted to AAA Buffalo in 46 games there, hit .249 with 5 home runs. Gonna go look here in September by the Blue Jays. And he takes strike 3 at the top of the zone. So the Rays get out of that. They leave him loaded at 7-2 Toronto. Clemente inducted into baseball's Hall of Fame in 1973. Over a 12-year period, played in 15 All-Star games. National League MVP in 1966. 4 times won the batting title. A couple of World Series titles. And Clemente died in a plane crash en route to deliver aid to earthquake victims in Nicaragua, just 38 years old. Finished his career with 3,000 hits. Ji-Man Choi takes the ball, 3rd inning underway, and that hits the corner, says Ramon De Jesus.
The corner of what?
I know, and he had Choi shaking his head. Out there again, and he gets the call again.
Boy, this is throwback zone.
Yep. Yeah, this is about 1978 wide strike zone so far. 2-2, and into the 80s a little bit. Widen that zone. Upstairs. So the count goes to 3-2. It actually could be 4-1.
5-0.
5-0.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and a swing and a miss, and he had to go after that pitch.
That's the thing.
That pitch was again off the plate. So a strikeout, and Sanchez really didn't throw a strike at all in that at bat.
No, 6 pitches off the plate. That was very similar to strike 2. So Choi is like, well, with 2 strikes, I better go out there, maybe try to just foul it off.
Here's Joey Wendell. Bounds it up the left side. Wendell out pitcher first, his first time up. The average now dropping to 299. Nothing at 2. Pitch breaking in on him. ball, 2 strikes. Rays scored twice in the second inning on a home run by Kiermaier and a bases loaded walk drawn by Malik Smith. Rays had a big chance there, leaving 3 men on base. Kiermaier is on deck. And the pitch is up. 2-2. Ground ball back to the hill. Sanchez takes care of that with a toss to Smoke. 2 up, 2 down. Well, tonight's jackpot brought to you by the Florida Lottery. And that's Kevin Kiermaier in the last 14 games, hitting .370. A lot of extra base hits. Home run, 3 doubles, 3 triples. And 7 triples this year.
Well, he comes out of the box as hot as anybody. And he looks to turn singles into doubles, gappers into triples, just the way that he plays. And he has that elite speed, and he gets to top end speed about as quick as anybody.
Counts 1-1. Well, Kevin, last couple of weeks, he's been up around .360. Gets a high shot back into right field this time. Grichuk to the wall. He leaps. He got it. Oh, my, what a grab. Grichuk just in front of the wall made the leaping catch. Kiermaier making a bid, trying to get it out. If not that, an extra base hit. And Grichuk makes the catch. We go to the bottom of the third, 7-2.
We head into the bottom of the third inning. Kevin Kiermaier robbed of extra bases right here. This breaking ball, thought for a minute this ball was going to get out of here, but look at Randall Grichuk all the way back up to the top of that wall. Dwayne, you said 12 feet. He was up there around the 11-foot mark, bringing that thing back, and that is your Bonefish Grill fresh catch of the game.
Yeah, they got a salute right there and a little bump from Kevin Kiermaier. New pitcher for the Rays in this game. But Al Nuno takes over, their third pitcher. On for the 10th time. And this shot back into right center field, and Malik Smith gets there. How about that for Malik Smith? Little sliding finish to that.
That goes down to the little basket catch, little sliding basket catch. Wondered, Dwayne, if he was going to get there, number one. And boy, it almost looked like a stumble. You're trying to get your some interesting footwork right there, but he comes up with it and he's not injured.
Yeah. Yeah, he caught it and then came in for a landing. A little bump or two on the landing, but
Yes.
he got in there safely. So a nice play for the first out. It's 1-1 to count on Travis. McKinney retired on that catch by Malik Smith. Two balls and a strike. Nuno reinstated from the disabled list Saturday. Now 2-2. He had that hamstring strain, that injury. Remember that? That was in that 16-inning game back in early July. And he was running the bases. He gets a strikeout of Travis. So he's gone right to work. 2 up, 2 down. First time that's happened for a Rays pitcher in this game tonight.
Well, if you're going to somehow climb back into this game and create an epic comeback, you're going to have to be saying that a whole lot more here as this game moves on. And now that Kevin Cash is going to Nuno, see how many innings he can give him.
Another ground ball charged by Wendell on the shortstop side of the bag, and he makes the play out of the shift. And it's a 1-2-3 third. We'll head to the fourth. Brandon Lau's going to lead it off. The fourth. We'll be back in action at home Friday and on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your local Honda dealers. We'll hear from Blake Snell, who is set to open that series against Baltimore, and Orestes will break down Willie Adames. Adames will hit second in this inning. Lau leads it off, and the pitch is wide, ball one. Lau walked and scored in the second. 1-1 now. Rays left the bases loaded, but they had a great chance to continue to chip away at the deficit. A 7-run first tonight for Toronto. High popper the other way, drifting toward the stands. All 7 runs charged to Tyler Glasnow in 2/3 of an inning tonight. gave up 5 hits and 2 walks, and all of those runners scored. Kittredge worked an inning and a third. No runs, a couple of hits. And that takes care of Lau. So Sanchez gets the first man he faces in the 4th inning. It's his 5th strikeout.
Well, a good breaking ball, good depth on that curve. Takes it down and in. Starting to see him sprinkle that pitch in a little bit more. It was very heavy with the fastball early on when the Rays were able to get some base runners and a couple of runs.
It's a ball skipping to the backstop. Yeah, that's why when the Rays had the bases loaded there in the 2nd, you're hoping they could really make hay then, because you don't want to give a guy an opportunity to settle in, and he was not settled in then. Little tapper, that's going to be tough if it stays fair, and it will to this point. Stopping just short of the bag and fair. Adames with an infield hit, his 2nd hit of the night.
And that was the only play that the Blue Jays had. He had taken a full swing and hit that little dribbler where there was just no play to be made. No one's getting to that and throwing him out. So your only hope is it's able to roll foul. Ledmus Diaz lets it go.
As a pitcher, that really bugged you?
Yes. Yes. Swinging bunts,
yep.
And then the pitch that you would come in on a guy and jam him, maybe even crack the bat, and that little flare that that dumps into the outfield.
Jake Bauers continues to struggle. Takes a pitch high, 1-0. He chased a pitch way outside and struck out in that 2nd inning. First time we've ever seen him do that. And he takes the pitch out there this time. 2-0. Well, maybe that's the low point right there, that at bat the first time here in this game, and it will turn from here on.
You got to believe you're going to be getting a fastball here, and it needs to be on the plate.
And ball 3.
And he came with a 2-0 changeup. So you've got a guy at the plate that's struggling, and then you've got a pitcher out there not challenging him at all, even after he struck him out on that fastball up and out of the plate. Aaron Sanchez just continues to flirt with getting right back into some trouble here.
And that's a strike. Bauers down in the 8th spot tonight. Schufo's on deck. There's a shot back into right field, but Grichuk going back. He's got it and will make the catch. Back to first goes Adames. Bauers making a bid there with that line drive. Out number 2.
Well, these are the little things that you got to try to pull some positives from, and it's not easy. It is not easy when it doesn't fall. But that ball was hit hard, had good trajectory, just a nice play by Grichuk and right.
Well, here's Schufo. He got his first hit, a hot shot line drive right back at Sanchez in the 2nd inning, his first major league hit. Strike 1. Rays got 2 runs, left the bases loaded in the 2nd. Pitch is down. And when Sanchez is right, a lot of stuff down, a lot of ground balls. The 26-year-old right-hander is out of Barstow, California. 2-1 now.
Yeah, this has been too often the count that he ends up in. Yeah, you start looking at the 2-1, the 3-1. We talked about his walk rate. It's at 5.1 walks per 9 innings. That is a career high.
Yep.
And it's tough to pitch. I mean, you're talking about, and it's not just because of the walks. I mean, the walk rate is a career worst, but it also means a lot of bad counts and a lot of predictable counts and a lot of hard hit balls.
More hits than innings pitched to go with the high walk total. Shufo takes a strike. 2-2. So Sanchez comes into this game 3-5 with a .522 earned run average. Remember, in 2016 he was 15-2 and made the All-Star team.
Yeah.
And strike 3 called. Shufo caught looking. Man left on. Bottom of the 4th coming. 7-2.
Blue Jays, and every September Roberto Clemente is celebrated with Roberto Clemente Day, and Matt Duffy said that Roberto Clemente was actually his favorite player growing up, and here's what else he had to say about his legacy.
You know, it's just a guy who was at the top of the game, performance-wise, one of the best in baseball, and he was still able to be just probably the most selfless human being, you know, all the way down to the end. And I think that, I don't know, that's something that, you know, all of us can look up to. I think everybody can look up to forever, really.
And of course, Malik Smith was this year's Rays nominee for the Roberto Clemente Award. Fans can vote at MLB.com/Clemente21. Guys.
All right, thank you. Here is Kendrys Morales leading off the bottom of the 4th, taking a strike. Malik Smith, the Rays nominee for the Roberto Clemente Award. 1 ball, 1 strike. And a base hit lined into center. Kiermaier on a couple hops, and Morales is on for the 3rd consecutive time in this game. Base hit, walk, and a base hit.
Well, it took Kendrys Morales a little while to get his game going, but here after the All-Star break, we talked about, you know, the home run streak that he was on, that he got up to 7 ball games. Swinging the bat well here tonight.
Randall Krichik shoots it foul again. Well, he's worn out that part of the stands down there tonight. He sent at least a half dozen souvenirs into the seats down beyond the left field corner.
Having no issue at all getting the barrel out.
Pops it up this time. Shufo gives it a look, but that ball is out of play. Glass now, Kittredge, and Nuno. It's a ball, 2 strikes. Well, it was a quick inning in the third. 1, 2, 3. Now the leadoff base hit. An 8-pitch inning in the third. And he gets the strikeout there on the pitch up. Grichuk, first out of the inning, second strikeout for Nuno.
Well, even without elite velocity, if you get that ball high enough in the zone, even at 89 miles an hour, you can overpower a hitter with it. Grichuk trying to get up there and get to it because it looks so big, it looks so good. Easier said than done.
Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Ground ball through the right side, that open side of the infield, and he is 3 for 3 tonight.
And what a great job of him pulling his hands inside. That ball was shot over there on purpose. Gurriel Jr. knows he's got a lot of room to work with, especially with the runner being held. And watch him stay inside this baseball. I mean, he just is aiming that way. Go ahead and take your base hit. That's the way to do it. Boy, I'll tell you. They're going to give it to you. Take it.
You'll see guys work on that in batting practice. He's got it down pretty good. Diaz with a count of 1 ball, no strikes. Now men in scoring position for the Blue Jays in 3 of the first 4 innings. Popped into shallow right. Mallex Smith will be there. He's got it, 2 gone. Two men on with 2 men out for the catcher, number 8 hitter, Danny Jansen. All in on him and a foul ball the other way. One and one. This one will be pulled foul. Another souvenir down there, this time courtesy of Jansen. Heads up down there tonight, the early part of this game. Now Jansen is hit by the 1-2 pitch. That will load the bases with 2 gone. Well, he had him down 1 and 2 and then hit him.
Well, it looked like he tried to come in there with his cutter, trying to pull that ball. Let's see. Yeah, that's exactly what he did, and he stayed on it a little bit too long and ends up catching Jansen right in the legs.
And again, it's Jonathan Davis, 26-year-old outfielder up from the minor leagues. And he takes a strike. He fouls this one. It is behind 0-2.
Has that, that one had the look more of a slider. There are other times where it has the look of a cutter. Keep it on the same type of plane. Regardless, he loves to move that pitch in on the righties. Gonna climb the ladder here. Oh.
Up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Now you can come back down with a pitch here with depth.
And he gets him. Out on strikes for the third time. They leave the bases loaded. We go to the fifth. The Rays have all 9 teams finishing the regular season at least 10 games over 500. Durham at AAA in the postseason, along with the Montgomery Biscuits, Bowling Green Hot Rods, Hudson Valley, Princeton. A lot of postseason action for the Rays minor league system. Durham playing at Toledo and Montgomery at Jackson. Bowling Green at Lansing. Malik Smith sends a fly ball to left. McKinney there to make the catch. The 5th inning is underway, and Malik's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Now here's Matt Duffy. Fastball foul back, strike 1. A couple of strikeouts for Duffy tonight, looking in the first inning on a pitch that appeared to be wide, and then he struck out swinging in the second to end that threat. 2 balls and a strike now. Sanchez wants a new baseball. Ji-Man Choi on deck. Fastball riding in on him, and he fouls it.
Wouldn't be surprised to see him come back now with that curveball down and away. That's how he was able to strike him out the last time that he was up there. That was with the bases loaded. There it is.
And it's popped to the right side. Foul ball smokes after it, and reaching in. That ball just out of his reach. Up close and personal with some of the Jays fans there. Smoke ran out of room.
We're trying to eyeball everything, and right there you see a hand get in the way, and then
An optometrist adjusting glasses down there in the front row.
New fan. Right there. That's where he hit me.
And a swing and a miss by Duffy. He's out number 2 here in the 5th inning.
Well, here's that breaking ball. Came right back with it. Made the adjustment. Got it below the zone. Got the swing. And got the cleanup from his catcher.
G-Man Choi into the dirt and all the way to the backstop. Well, outside of the 2nd inning when the Rays scored 2 and left the bases loaded, they've had only 1 other base runner in any of the other innings. And that was Adames on the little dribbler down to 3rd. And Travis takes care of that ground ball. 3 up, 3 down. Through 4 1/2, 7-2 Toronto. Reminder, MLB TV now available at a lower price for $49.99. You can watch every out-of-market regular season game. Get a free subscription to MLB at Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of the special offer. Billy McKinney up here again, fouling that pitch for a strike. 4th plate appearance of the night for McKinney. Walked and struck out all in the 1st inning, but reached base on a wild pitch on that strikeout. Hits this one high and deep to right. That baby's going to get out of here. 2nd deck. And McKinney hits his 4th home run of the year. What a nice swing on that one and lifted it right out of here. Blue Jays looking for good things from McKinney. Coming over from New York.
There it is, a breaking ball that hangs, and McKinney got a good look at it, recognized it early, and then went into launch mode with a high finish and the big time carry.
And a cut and a miss, and there goes the bat into the stands. Look out. Heads up there with that bat right into the stands, back of 3rd. Well, everybody seems to be okay.
Axl Rose found it.
A good Samaritan there. That young man comes up with a big souvenir. Now down to third, and it sneaks beneath the glove of Duffy. Rolling into the corner, Lau will have to go get it. Travis winds up at second. So Nuno, after giving up the home run to McKinney, now finds a runner in scoring position with nobody out.
Not a whole lot going right here for the Rays tonight, and Matt Duffy is sure-handed as they get down there at third. This little one-hop backhand, and it skips right by him. You could see the reaction. That tells you everything.
So Travis gets a double. Here's Justin Smoke. Fly ball to right. Alex Smith there to make the catch. Tag at second. Travis heads to third. The throw cut off by Adames. Smoke is the first out with the runner advancing. And has not been the Rays' night, starting with the very first inning. Kendrys Morales, who is 2 for 2 with a walk. He's been on 3 times tonight. Infield up. And overloaded on the left side. There's a strike. Shift on. Out of play the other way and back. Rays have some more action in the bullpen. Jake Faria is throwing in the bullpen. And a wave and a miss on the pitch up. So they retire Morales for the first time. 4th strikeout for Nuno. Randall Grichuk will be the hitter. Grichuk 0 for 3, a couple strikeouts. He sent Lau to the warning track with a fly ball deep to left his first time. Nuno out in front with the foul ball strike. It's fouled back. Rays have been on a great run, winning 13 of 15, 4 games in a row lately, and coming in 75 and 63. It's been all Toronto pretty much tonight. Now a ball, 2 strikes. Rays have gone 9-2 against the Blue Jays. They'll be back here on their next road trip. Rays see the Blue Jays in the final series of the regular season at home. Now 2-2. Rays have Baltimore, Cleveland, and Oakland coming in on the next homestand. Then go to Texas, then back right here in Toronto, and then go home to play the Yankees and the Blue Jays to wrap up the regular season. Fly ball deep to right. Malix will go to the wall and make a little leap and a catch. Nice grab by Malix Smith out there in right field as he approached the wall. 1 run on the home run by McKinney, a man left. Look at Malix Smith and his handiwork. 8-2 Toronto. how we got there, and a big 7-run inning in the first when Toronto sent 12 men to the plate. Aledmus Diaz hit the big blow. 3-run home run. Kevin Kiermaier got the Rays on the board with his 5th home run of the year. As we go into the bottom of the 5th inning, McKinney belted a home run. So that made it 8-2. That's the way it stands through 5. We go to the 6th. Joey Wendell leads off against Sanchez, who throws a strike. Aaron Sanchez, through 5 innings, has given up the 2 runs, 4 hits, walked a couple. Both those came in the 2nd inning when the Rays left the bases loaded. And the breaking ball in there. 0-2.
You know, we didn't remark on this earlier, but how about Joey Wendell getting the start out of the cleanup spot?
Yep.
He's swinging a good bat. Well, seemingly every day there are different parts of that Rays lineup that are changed.
Movable parts on this entire Rays ball club, as we've seen. So I guess we shouldn't be surprised to see that lineup move around the way it does.
Yeah, you kind of figure that's par for the course as far as the defense goes. And Joey Wendell at 2nd. We've seen him at 3rd, short, left field.
Wendell has actually hit in every spot in the order except 9th. I mean, he plays 2nd base, 3rd base, short, left field. This is the 8th time that he's hit cleanup. Hasn't hit 9th yet.
Bucket list.
He'd be the secret weapon down there.
Oh, yeah.
Even more than that 2nd leadoff guy.
Yeah.
Breaking ball. He takes for ball 2, 2-2. You know who had hit in every spot of the order before he got hurt? Robertson, that's right. Back to the mound. Wendell is out for the 3rd time. Sanchez to smoke tonight. But Wendell's got him in the number 4 spot. Robertson hit 4th twice. And this is the 8th time for Robertson, or for Wendell. But Robertson hit in all 9 spots in the order.
Well, that's another guy that you cannot go to sleep on.
Oh, no.
And you think about what he's going to bring to this ball club.
Yep. Well, a nice year for him. He showed up in spring training stronger and lighter and
revamped swing.
Yep, I'll tell you, he's too bad that he's missed the time that he has, because boy, what a great year he was putting together. And a big part of the Rays going forward. A ball, 2 strikes here on Kevin Kiermaier. Kiermaier made a bid for a home run in the 3rd. Grichuk made that catch out there after the home run. Kevin hit to left center in the 2nd. Two balls, 2 strikes. There's another long one, this time to center field. That ball is going to get out of here. Home run to center, and a great catch by a fan out there. Kiermaier hits his 2nd home run of the night. Number 6 on the year. And that makes it an 8-3 ball game. Well, Kevin, after being victimized by Grichuk in the 3rd inning, gave him a little bump, acknowledged the catch. He might want to acknowledge this fan in center for making this catch on that drive. Look at that.
The bare hand. I'll tell you, Sanchez not figuring out Kevin Kiermaier at all. Got saved by Grichuk, but a hanging changeup, and that's the thing with Sanchez. His changeup is not that far off of his fastball with similar tailing action. So you hang one, and it's going to be right into a guy's wheelhouse.
Brandon Lau takes ball 2. It's 2-0. Yeah, there's only maybe 5 miles per hour difference between the changeup and his fastball. There's a liner into right. That's going to fall in front of Grichuk. And Lau has a base hit. So a man at first with 1 out. Lau had walked and scored in the second. Pete Walker walks to the mound with Willie Adames due up. Our StatCast AI powered by AWS as we review the particulars on the Kiermaier home run.
Boy, just a blistered shot to center. Launch angle 23 degrees, hammered it 104.6 miles an hour and finished off with a nice off to the side barehanded grab. Could have used him in the booth last night.
Yeah, and we're happy to report that you came right back the next day and were ready for action with no ill effects from the attempt to catch that ball.
No, the finger feels good.
But willing to play hurt if you had to.
You know, listen,
but a quick heel.
The nose has come back into shape. I'm not drooling anymore. So consider it a win.
Yep. Bionic man over there.
Well, my 2 weeks at Shady Acres.
Oh, a strike on the outside corner. 0-2. There you go, right back. And about at that point there, it slipped right off your finger.
The top of the middle finger went up like this. And it took it clear off. It was great. It felt like a little burn, like on the stove.
Yeah. Sure. How did that go up again?
Up this way?
Okay.
There
good.
you go.
I just want to make sure everything was okay.
Yeah, right up there.
One ball, 2 strikes.
I can highlight that finger for you and show you exactly where it hit.
I've seen that before. A ball, 2 strikes. Oh, strike 3 call. Adames retired for the first time. 2 outs in the 6th with Lau still at first.
Just a great fastball right there, well located by Sanchez. Starts it off the plate away and brings it back to the edge.
Sanchez with those 8 strikeouts. The mid-90s in pitch count right now. His high pitch count this year was 104. That was before he went on the disabled list back in the middle of June. Now a ball to Bowers.
Well, you know that John Gibbons would love to get him here through the 6th inning and call tonight. You got Ryan Tepera warming up. Actually, it looks like he is ready to come in. This could be his last hitter.
High fly ball to center. Waiting for it, Davis, who makes the catch. Well, the Rays get a run on the home run, the 3rd career multi-home run game for Kiermaier, his 2nd tonight. It's 8-3, middle of 6th. Brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealers. By Eldorado Furniture, a different kind of furniture store for over 50 years. And by your local Ford dealers. Rays wrapping up the 3-game series in Toronto tonight. Kevin Kiermaier has hit a couple of home runs. But the Rays trying to overcome a 7-run first by Toronto tonight. Toronto leading 8-3. Jake Faria back active now. He's in the game here to begin the 6th inning. He's going to face Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Try to retire him for the first time tonight. He fouls it back, a single, double, and another single for Gurriel. Here's a run batted in and a run scored. Talented infielder. 1-1. This is foul. Jake had been optioned to Durham in the middle of August. On August 16th, made a couple starts down there among 3 appearances and was 2-0 with a 110 earned run average. So he made good use of his time down there. And that's what Kevin Cash said when they sent him over there. They just wanted him to be able to pitch a little more. And there's Wendell running over there to grab that little soft line drive, and Gurriel's retired for the first time.
You know, and sometimes that can be the biggest challenge. You know, you've been used to the big league life. You feel probably in your mind that you still belong in the big leagues, even if you're struggling just a little bit. Let me work my problems out up here. I'm a big leaguer now. And then you go down to AAA, and if there's that period of time where you start to feel sorry for yourself or pout, now your performance suffers down there, and when do you ever get back? And so the key is to go down there just like Jake did and say, okay, don't want to be here, and I'm going to pitch my way back to the big leagues.
Well, he could be a big part of this staff, and we saw glimpses of that when he was up here a year ago.
You know, you can envision him getting an opportunity to start. You can envision him being a guy that comes in after the opener. There's a lot of different roles that, you know, that he could be slid into, but just another option for this team.
A shot headed into right center field. The extra base is coming for Diaz. And he's in standing at second with a double. He hit the 3-run home run in the first and now drives a double into right center field.
Well, that fastball is about belt high on the outer half. And boy, Diaz waxed that one. We saw his power already to left, and here it is to right center, short hopping the wall deep out there.
Danny Jansen. And a first pitch strike to him. Reaching and fouls it. Jays now with a dozen hits on the night. Pitch up and foul right back. Fastball up there. Ground ball headed for Adames. His throw to first right there. holding at second, Diaz. So 2 outs. And now Rowdy Tellez will pinch hit. Jonathan Davis 0 for 3 tonight, 3 strikeouts. And Tellez making his major league debut. Left-handed hitter, and he shoots it into right center for extra bases. Diaz scores. Another run home to make it 9-3. Tellez didn't waste any time jumping on the first pitch. So a double in his first big league appearance. And a run batted in.
Wait till you see the location of the pitch. And this is why you don't waste any time. You get your opportunity, and you get this as your first pitch, right out over the plate.
Chased to the wall by Malik Smith. Here's McKinney again. Going after the first pitch. Lifting it into left, loud near the line. Will make the catch. And that takes care of the 6th. The run on 2 hits and a man left. 9-3 Blue Jays. Really just the beginning for Nick Schufo, picking up his first big league hit on a hot shot line drive back at the pitcher Aaron Sanchez in the 2nd inning. So Schufo doing 260, actually 262 with the Durham Bulls. Picks up hit number 1 in the big leagues here tonight. And he'll be leading off the 7th, facing a new pitcher, Ryan Tepera, out there for the Blue Jays.
Well, Tepera, one of the back end go-tos for manager John Gibbons. He's now on for the 59th time. He's worked 57 in the 3rd innings, 57 strikeouts. Try to close this thing down as Sanchez was able to get through 6 innings.
Kevin Pillar takes over in center after Davis was lifted for the pinch hitter. And a little tap right back in front of the mound. Tepera makes the throw to first. Schufo out on 1 pitch. The 7th inning is underway. Go to the top side of the order. Here's Malik Smith. Drew a walk with the bases loaded to pick up a run batted in. And the Rays had their one major threat of the night so far. Scored twice and left the bases loaded. Now Alex takes the ball too low. Nothing. Well, the Rays started the night 7 back of the second wild card spot, 6 in the loss column. They're down in this game. It's a 9-3 ball game now. Three 3-0 the count on Malik Smith. Athletics home against the Yankees tonight out in Oakland. The Orioles play the Mariners in Seattle. The Rays have 3 shots left at Toronto tonight before they head back home. And ball 4, Alex will head to first, drawing his second walk of the game.
Boy, not really close at all on any of those pitches with Ryan Tepera. You know, it's interesting because this game, Blue Jays 7 runs right away, bottom of the first. And it's 9-3 right now. But I don't think anybody in that dugout feels very comfortable. It just has had that feel. Sanchez in some trouble. He was spraying the ball around a little bit. The walk here to Smith with 1 out.
And there's a pitch high.
And there have been a couple of times where the Rays were, you know, 1 good swing, 1 ball in the gap from being back into within 2 runs.
Yep. 6 pitches from Tepera, 5 out of the zone.
Yeah. On heaters, just cannot find it.
Fly ball lifted toward right center and over to Kachik Krichik. Alex back to first. 2 outs in the 7th. The Rays have been unable to build an inning. They've hit a couple of home runs tonight. Kiermaier hitting 2. G-Man Choi. 2 ground ball outs and in between a strikeout. Pitch upstairs. Rays will head home after this game, an off day tomorrow. And they'll open a homestand against Baltimore Friday night. 1-1. Baltimore in, Cleveland in, then Oakland. Choi ahead in the count. Tepera to the plate. And that's going to even it. Sanchez works 6. Now Tepera, first time we have seen him in this series. Jays used 7 pitchers in the first game when the Rays won 7-1. And now the count goes full. Rays used 7 pitchers last night in throwing that combination shutout 4-0. Alex takes off, and there's ball 4. 2 men on now. Well, here we go again. 2 men on with 2 men out. And the Rays have been, you know, a big extra base hit or 2 away from getting right back into this game.
And you know, again, you go back down there to John Gibbons and Pete Walker, and they're not as confident as they should be with a 6-run lead late in the game. And we have seen, we've seen the Rays be able to put together some big innings with 2 outs.
Into 0 for 3. 3 comebackers to the pitcher tonight. He takes ball 1.
Well, it's the misses, the bad misses here by Tepera.
Yeah, that gets Clifford up in the bullpen. That's a shot into right field, but it's caught on the line by Krejcik. Well struck. The Rays leave 2. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 9-3 Toronto. Your local Toyota dealer. Toyota. Let's go places. By the Florida Department of Transportation. Drive sober or get pulled over. And by your local Honda dealer. In Toronto, wrapping up this 3-game series. Rays have taken the first 2, but they trail as we move into the bottom of the 7th inning. Jake Faria's first pitch to Devin Travis is upstairs, a ball. Rays have a new second baseman. Fly ball toward the right field line. Alex Smith will be there in foul territory to make the catch. Travis retired. Velasquez into this game. Andrew Velasquez. Saw him in center field over in Cleveland. He'll be in short right field now with the shift. Justin Smoke, the hitter. It's a strike on the outside area of the plate.
Well put. Here's the one thing you can say about DeJesus and his strike zone tonight. It's been consistent.
Yes, it has. So just be aware of that. React accordingly. 0-2. Smoke singled in a run and scored a run in their 7-run first. That's right, they scored 7 in the first, sending 10 men to the plate. And Mesa's up again in the bullpen. He was up earlier tonight. Another foul. 2-2. 7 in the first, another run in the fifth on the McKinney home run. Got a 3-run home run from Diaz in the first. A couple doubles in the sixth inning, scored another run for Toronto. Diaz scored the run. Full count to Smoke. And there's a well-hit ball into right center. Alex Smith picks it up, and Smoke has his second hit. Hits given up now by Jake Faria. He took over in the sixth, and he faces the cleanup hitter, Kendrys Morales. Inside, Morales delivered an infield, or should say an RBI single in the first, and then scored a run as part of that 7-run first. Walked in the second, singled to center in the fourth, struck out in the fifth, and faces Jake Faria for the first time tonight in the seventh. Base hit the other way with the shift on. He went between Duffy and the third base bag and into left. 2 men on with 1 out.
A veteran hitter. And, you know, sometimes you got to recognize what's being done, and right there is Matt Duffy, and you've got all of this room over here. And then on top of that, Dwayne, you get a pitch to handle. And he just stays inside of it. We've seen that a number of times here tonight. Blue Jay hitters with the shift on, trying to stay inside the baseball. You think about Gurriel Jr. did it in right field.
Randall Kritchik, 0 for 4. It's hit the ball hard and deep a couple times. That went in the dirt, blocked by Shufo. Kritchik sent Alex Smith to the wall in the fifth inning in right field. Made a nice catch. Hit the ball deep to left on the warning track in the first inning. Brandon Lau made the catch, and a couple strikeouts in between. It's 1-1. Glasnow started. He was tagged for 7 runs. Run charge to Nuno, and 1-2 for Faria. That foul ball gives him the edge in the count, 1-2. Rays came into this game 5-2 on the road trip and 9-2 against Toronto. Two and two. Faria just back up from Durham. Glasnow got credit for 2/3 of an inning. Kittredge an inning and a third. Nuno 3. Faria working in his second inning. 2 on, 1 out. Ground ball. That's going to go through into center. Smoke will head to the plate. Appeared to be a little hesitation, a little confusion there on the infield. Smoke scores. Kritchik picks up a hit. It's 10-3.
Yeah, definitely some miscommunication. Think about this, Dwayne. You've got Adames over there at short right here, and you've got Velasquez. How much work and how much time have they spent together? This ball split between them. I think Adames thought for a second there Velasquez was maybe going to go for it. Velasquez had peeled off towards second base. But Adames did not attack that ball like we normally see him, and you just wonder, because of the lack of work that those two have had together in situations just like that, if that didn't play a role.
Dwight Smith Jr. is going to run at second base. He takes over for Morales. Smoke has scored, so Smith's on second, and Grichuk at first with an RBI single. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. He hits a shot down to third, and the throw from Duffy back to Velasquez at second will double off Smith to retire the side. A hot shot line drive turns into a double play. A run scores in the seventh. We're headed into the eighth, and the Rays are down 10-3. Hit in the eighth inning. Time for T-Mobile's Built for Baseball. Kevin Kiermaier with 2 hits tonight, both home runs. His third career multi-home run game. Hit the fastball out to left center field in the second inning against Sanchez, and connected on the off-speed pitch in the sixth. Hit that one out to center, 416 feet. He is 2 for 3 on the night. He was retired on a leaping catch in front of the wall and right in the third, a leaping grab by Grichuk. He'll face the left-hander Tim Meza in the game, third pitcher for Toronto. And the first pitch taken for a strike.
Meza on for the 26th time. 28 strikeouts, 27 2/3.
1-1. Two balls and a strike.
Meza keeps it pretty simple. Fastball, tries to create leverage and angle with his release point. Slider right off of that.
Cut a foul ball back. Meza pitched 2 innings Monday night, picked up a strikeout. Got Kiermaier on a ground ball, and the one time he faced him in the first game of this series. Ooh, up and in. And Kiermaier gets out of there. Full count. And he is out on strikes. 9th strikeout for Blue Jays pitching.
Well, he comes right off that fastball up and in with the slider down and off the plate, well off the plate. Such a difficult pitch to hold up on. Up and in, low and away.
Now Brandon Lau. Lau sends it toward the line and left. Foul ball, playable, and caught by McKinney. So after the strikeout, Lau retired on the first pitch. There's Willie Adames. Adames, a couple of singles tonight, 2 out of 3. Rays with 6 hits in this game and 3 runs, all of that against Sanchez. One and one. Big cut and a miss. It's 1 and 2. High fly ball, right center. That's Kritchik making the catch. 1, 2, 3, 8th. Bottom of the inning coming, 10-3 Blue Jays. Will be home. Will be on Friday against the Baltimore Orioles, and Blake Snell over his last 11 starts, 9-1 and a 1.26 ERA is going to open that series. We'll be with you right here. And first pitch at Tropicana Field will be 7:10. Our coverage begins at 6:30. Ledmus Diaz leading off the bottom of the 8th. Quickly behind in the count, 0-2.
That run by Blake Snell is next level. I mean, a 1.26 over 11 starts.
Yeah, winning pitcher of the month.
Yeah.
Little tap rolling toward the mound, barehanded pickup, and the throw a little low, but Bauer's there to take care of that. There's the breakout on Blake Snell, August American League pitcher of the month. Look at that, a 1.04 earned run average.
Well, it's these numbers ridiculous. The ERA, the opponent's average of just 131. You put a chokehold on an opposing offense. You allow them no opportunities. You do a good job of keeping the ball in the yard. How are they going to score?
Well, they have it.
They have it. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
He has really, I'll tell you, this has been the year that he has taken that next step. 4 above average to elite pitches.
It's really been fun to watch him. You know, his whole demeanor. You know, you really go back to last August, I think, and that was the turning point for him. He just decided he was going to be serious and get it done. Almost willed it to be so. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And pretty low key, but very determined about his mission.
Well, and he works so well with Kyle Snyder, has so much respect for him, confidence in what he tells him and the things that they work on.
Roll down to Duffy at third. Jansen will be the second out. 2 up, 2 down. Yeah, that's been a great story. Well, the Rays' experience this year has really been something. And Kyle Snyder has stepped in with this pitching staff and done a great job.
But he really has, and he's got unique relationships with a lot of these guys. Has worked with them before. You know, he's the philosophy, the regimen, the way that he teaches, the way that he connects with players is not foreign to most of them. Got a track record. But that's the toughest thing, I think, for any coach. You know, you think about hitting coaches and pitching coaches, and you're having to connect with so many different guys and be able to interact and push the buttons of each guy. Some guys it's different.
Pilar sends this one in his first at bat, skies it to center. He's out of there, a 1-2-3-8. We'll go to the 9th. 10-3 Blue Jays. ninth inning. It's 10-3. Toronto has out-hit the Rays 16-6, and we see Ken Giles, the right-hander on the hill, following Tim Mesa's 1-2-3/8. Jake Bowers will lead it off. Bowers 0 for 3 tonight. And he fouls the first pitch. Fastball at 96 from Giles, strike one. Been a difficult year for Giles. Came to Toronto from Houston. And combined, it has not been the kind of year this right-hander was looking for. There's a strike. 0-2. A lot of frustration in Houston, and ultimately that got him out of there.
Yep. Had a very strong disagreement with A.J. Hinch coming out of a ball game, and
pretty much sealed your fate.
Yes, yeah, it was that bad. Well, you also had that game where, you know, he had struggled coming into a ball game, and as he's walking off the field, he punched himself in the jaw. And I mean, he got himself pretty clean, pretty good. So he runs a little hot from time to time, and that got the better of him this season. And I'm sure it's something that you know, he obviously regrets, and something that you hope that he learns from.
A little tapper down the right side. Smoke makes the play unassisted. It's the first out here in the ninth. Jake Bowers continues to struggle at the plate. And boy, you just would not have thought that. And he, you know, he's tried, I think, over and above to not let him affect him, but he's a human being.
Yeah.
And it's going to affect you. Here's Shufo. Pitch is a strike.
Well, he had talked about, you know, having a few games where things were a little bit rough, and then you start to tinker with your swing, and you make things a little bit harder on yourself, because now you're doing things that are a little bit different, maybe at times unnecessary, and now you got to try to undo that. You end up working way too hard, and that's before it even gets involved into your mind and the mental aspect. And when you're, 4 for 62 coming in, and 0 for what, 3-4 here tonight, so that's 4 for 66. You can tell me all you want about, you know, being positive and I'm one swing away, but that takes a toll. There's no doubt about it. That's the toughest thing now.
The ground ball by Shufo. That'll be handled by the second baseman, Travis. 2 up, 2 down against Giles in the ninth. Sanchez started work 6. After his 4th win, he would be 4-5. Glasnow suffered through 2/3 of the first, gave up 7 runs. It's his game to lose. That would drop him to 0-3 in a Rays uniform. Here's Malik Smith. Malik's 0 for 2, 2 walks and a run batted in tonight. He takes ball 1. Blake Snell, he'll be shooting for number 18 Friday night at Tropicana Field. It was a big cut by Malix. Came out of that, let's make just hard contact, and he was going for that one. One ball, 1 strike. 2-1. The Rays had won 4 in a row coming into this to go a season's high 12 over. And Alex fouls it back. 2-2. So the Rays on verge of dropping this one, which would leave them 75-64. Day off tomorrow and pick up play at home on Friday. Friday night at 7:10, Saturday 6:10, and Sunday 1:10. 2-2. Alex takes ball 3. Giles, pitcher number 4, trying to close it out. Alex, a ground ball. Glove by Diaz. Throw to first is in time, and this one is over. 3 ground balls in the 9th inning. Blue Jays defeat the Rays 10-3 in 2 hours and 42 minutes before 17,872. 10-6-0 for Toronto. 11 left, 3-6-0 with 7 left. Rays out hit 16-6, outscored 10-3, and they finished the road trip 5-3. Day off tomorrow, and the Rays head home. For Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats, hope you've enjoyed the telecast, if not the outcome. Rays Live, the post game with Neil and O comes your way next. We'll see you Friday night from Tropicana Field.